What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Herf Zone Live, the show where we have the most eclectic lineup of guests, of which some smoke cigars and some who don't. Either way, we bring you the best content weekly. Herf Zone Live is sponsored by StogieLives.com, a social media site just for cigar smokers. Sign up for free and connect with cigar lovers from all over the world. Set up with similar features to Facebook and other social media sites. You can grow your network, start groups, post events, and see why everyone is talking about StogieLives.com. Make sure to connect with Team Shirtless Mike and Herf Zone Live and tell me you came because of the show. Team Shirtless Mike and Herf Zone Live are also getting behind a special project with Ace Prime Cigars and Stogie Press. They are working to raise money for a daycare center in Jalapa, Nicaragua, to help out workers in the cigar industry, among helping in other ways. As you know, Nicaragua has a lot of poverty, and in Jalapa, there's a massive amounts of need. This is where a lot of cigars are produced, so I'm getting behind this, along with others in the cigar industry, to make a difference. The link to the Stogie Press article is in the show description. You can learn more about the project and make a donation by clicking the link in the description. Together we can achieve more. Tell a friend to tell a friend. So, waiting patiently in the awesome green room, I just saw a comment that I will be talking about later. But so we got Matt Booth in the green room, and I'm a dumbass because I had a bunch of his cigars for when he was originally supposed to be on the show. And we did the whole switcheroo last week, and I ended up smoking those cigars, and I did not have a chance to go replenish that stash because I'm home alone because my grandmother, who I share a car with, is out of town, and that's rightfully so. So I'm going to smoke an unnamed, unbanded cigar out of respect for my brother Matt. I've told him about that to make sure that, I'm not, I'm showing the respect because I was a dumbass about it. So, all right, hold on here. And once we get this lit, we got Matt Booth. He is getting himself together. Looks like he's putting his clothes back on right now. We've had one of our little casual encounters. All right, so I got an awesome introduction. I see Kevin from Cigar Prop is watching. What's up, brother? So I don't think I'll be able to one up your intro, but waiting in the green room is an iconic cigar industry figure that is highly known for his weird antics and whimsical personality, a disruptor of sorts that enjoys filling our mouth holes with premium tobacco, also known as Thunder Dick Jones, the sexiest motherfucker in the entire cigar industry, the man, the myth, the legend, and the only man that can talk to me in such a manner, Mr. Matt Booth. And it looks like Matt Booth is off the screen right now, but he should be right there. He's probably putting on his clothes from our casual encounter. What's up, brother?
Mike. How are you, man?
How are you doing? Beautiful out there in Spokane. I'm wonderful.
I had to change it up a little bit here, man.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, man. So I'm finally glad to have you on the show, man. It's a sheer pleasure, first of all, and yeah. So I'm a big family man myself. Family is everything to me. So you mentioned last week you had to kind of do a little switcheroo. So how was your road trip last week with your family? Tell me about that. What kind of stuff did you guys do? All that good stuff.
It was amazing, man. Thank you for asking, and thank you for accommodating me first and foremost. It was amazing, man. I mean, back in the day, I used to think that we had to go long and far to have a proper vacation, an adventure of sorts. And we went and had an adventure in our own backyard and drove the Olympic Peninsula of Washington. If everyone is not familiar, I just saw a comment.
Yeah, I'm putting them up as you're talking.
Kevin Shanahan, another man lover of mine. I'm so honored that he's here.
Yeah, just keep talking as I put them up on the screen for people.
So we drove the Olympic Peninsula of Washington, which is the little nub up in the top left corner of the state, if you weren't aware. And it's the reason why I had to reschedule is because there's no reception, man. You know.
Yeah.
So I couldn't connect. I'm the furthest thing from together, by the way. It just seems that way on the outside.
Yeah.
A complete
No, I
mess on the inside.
I definitely understand about that. I've been to some parts of Washington, and just sometimes you just can't connect. You can't get any signal, nothing. So yeah, I definitely understood that, brother.
But it was amazing. It was like the forest moon of Endor. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely. Did you see any Sasquatch out there?
I did not.
Why not? No,
I did not, but I saw buffalo.
Nice.
Tatanka. Elk. Nothing as beautiful as you, though. And I have searched far and wide. I believe the first time that we exchanged pheromones was in Knoxville, Tennessee. Am I mistaken when I say that?
That's actually the first thing I was going to talk about. So yeah, we officially met in Knoxville for the C2 bomber squadron Herf. So that was our first casual encounter over there.
Yes.
What was going? Well, first of all, before while you get that lit, what was going through your mind when you first met me? You obviously already knew who I was because of my
Of course,
shirtlessness.
because your reputation precedes you, shirtless Mike. And I had seen you on the internet. I won't lie. I saw you. And I met you, and of course I was overwhelmed. I was overcome with joy to come into contact with you physically. We took a photo together where I kneeled down in a group of gentlemen and you perched one of your man breasts nearby me. And after that, I was done. I was invested,
Yep, definitely. I had a good time. I think that was my first time meeting Mr. Robert Caldwell as well. So you guys together, man, that was a time. And then somebody gifted me some moonshine.
Yes.
Which a friend of mine from North Carolina, and that was awesome. So I stole a bunch of those cups.
The first time I had moonshine, I was in North Carolina as well. This is something they do, I think.
Yeah, my friend from North Carolina rode his motorcycle, and so he was able to smuggle some in for me. Now I flew out from Knoxville, so I actually had to get creative, and I had to get one of the, those empty 3-ounce stuff for toiletries or whatever. So I just got I got the empty 3-ounce little bottles, and it came in like a little travel pack, and I kind of just poured it into there. And then my boys Gerard and Q, who I was rooming with, I just gave them. They were driving back, so I said, here's the rest of this moonshine, and I was able to smuggle that back to Florida. So
you brought the precious elixir, the contraband liquid, back in your luggage.
Hey, as long as it was 3 ounces, I could, so I had a bunch of 3-ounce bottles. They thought it was shampoo.
Mm-hmm. I bet they did. So after that, how long did it take you to realize that you were in love with me?
I think it was the first time, bro.
In the moment? It was in the moment. It was that moment. It was like, fuck, this feels right?
Yeah, I think it was the moment that you signed my poster, which, hold on, what's the poster at? I have it somewhere. Oh, there it goes. Right up there.
There you go.
Right above the Team Shirtless Mike. So, I got the autographed poster, and it was just beautiful.
I fucked up. I should have worn my Shirtless Mike t-shirt today because I have one.
I know, because I gave it to you, and I still haven't seen you wear it publicly.
I will wear it.
But I know.
Have worn it today.
I know, because I'm not even wearing a shirt. It's perfect warm weather. I had the Room 101 shirt I was gonna wear, but I was like, you know what? I'm fucking shirtless. Mike is gonna give me shit, so I still have it right by me.
Thank you.
Boom.
Yeah, keep it close, but not on. I don't want you to be. I don't want you to have coverage while we're talking. It distracts me.
Definitely. So yeah, I got some cool shit to talk about. So our second casual encounter was at the Great Smoke 2019. We took a picture together, and you gave me like a
Yes.
massive, very massive Instagram shout out. You said I remind you of a different time in the cigar industry. So what time was that specifically?
When it was fun. Oh, I mean, it still is fun, but in the beginning stages, when we as youngsters, as young bucks in the game, still had, you know, our eyes filled with stars like deer in the headlights style, um, and before anything had really happened, right? And we were all just cruising. You remind me of that. You have good energy, man, and I am rejuvenated by you, as well as several of my other friends in the game that I've come into contact with later in my timeline. Because once
Yeah.
upon a time, you remember, I was the youngest cat in the game, and I feel like I blinked my eyes, and I'm definitely not the youngest, or the shortest in action anymore, right? So,
Yep.
I like to come into contact with people to fill me with life and excitement and remind me of what it was like when I was first falling in love with the business, which you do.
Yeah, that was a complete honor, just from that standpoint, but also just because I never thought that, when I was like 18, 19, just getting into cigars. I was still living in the hood, just smoking what I could afford at the time. And I would read like a lot of old cigar press magazines, and I was watching the Cigar Hustlers podcast from like a year ago when you were talking about you, JD, some more people, which I can't remember all the rest of. I was trying to look for that cover because I would recognize everybody, but that was a pretty particular cover.
Is
That
this too many for you? I need to move, huh? This is too loud.
No, it's fine. It's fine for me. As long as you can hear me, okay.
Yes.
But yeah, so you were younger. You had the glasses. Just coming on the game, and so I mean, I never thought that I would have that type of relationship, like, and meet the Matt Booth, and like he knew who I was before I met him. So like it's just an honor right there. So, but me and you both, we have a connection to Washington State. So what is your connection to Washington State?
So my mom moved up here when I was young, out of LA, and we actually relocated here a couple of years ago to be closer to her, and the rest of the elders of my family that have all kind of converged on this area. So we, you know, you could chase this thing till the end of time and beyond, right? So it became very clear to me that I needed to focus more on human things, on family things, because the business is always going to be there, and there's always going to be more that I could be doing every nanosecond of the day, right? So, the impulse, the genesis for the move here was to be closer to family and help take care of them. So that's the connection to this place.
Awesome. Yeah, my dad, when that had to have been like 8 years ago, so I was like in my early 20s. Him and my stepmom moved out there because he had a traveling job. It didn't really matter where he lived. And, pretty much all of us older kids, we were all grown and then only had two high school kids. So they just moved to Washington. And that's kind of how I got that connection. And actually kind of worked out because my dad was in town here in Florida this past week. And, so it was cool. I got to hang out with him and my stepmom's new husband because they're divorced, but they're all friends and all good. And actually, my dad pretended that her new husband gave him a reach around when they gave each other a hug for a picture. So
that's nice.
And
I like that. That's good.
So,
that's good antics.
Yeah. So I mean, it's good. It's a good family dynamic and all that. So that's pretty much my connection there. So, but have you ever been on the Cascade Mountain Drive? If you have you stopped at the big, the Bigfoot? It's like a little side of the road that they use. Not. Yeah, I forgot what they call that, but I just remember it's like the very beginning of the Cascade Mountains. And that was a lot of fun. I'll have to ask my dad what that is. Get you the info because that's a cool trip idea. Because part of Harry and the Hendersons was actually filmed there, and so they have a couple big Sasquatch statues, and you can get coffee, all that.
They got crazy coffee up here. You know what's interesting is the upper left and the lower right of the country thrive on super high octane coffee, Cuban style, of course, in Miami and Florida, and here it's just this crazy Pacific Northwestern high octane, fully caffeinated style coffee. It's very interesting. So caffeine reigns supreme on each. It's almost like two pillars of our country.
Oh yeah, definitely. And so let's see here. So yeah, I know you can still hear me. So I kind of talk.
I'm just getting it lit, man. It's fucking up.
No, I feel you. But so I first saw you, just like I mentioned before, in an old Cigar Press magazine. On the cover, I would see your outfit in the pages of the magazine. You were on the cover, a very iconic cover, which I already mentioned, where it was you and JD and a bunch of others. And I couldn't remember them all. But how does it feel to see how far each of you who were on that cover have gone in the cigar business?
Honestly, man, I think the coolest part for me, and those are all people that I consider dear friends, as well as, all my senior in the business, and all people really that I was so fortunate to become friends with, but also people that I was, and still am to this day, a fan of what they do and their contribution, each of them individually and collectively, to our industry, right? And wait, what was the question? What did it feel like to be photographed with him? I'm sorry.
No, it was kind of a loaded thing. Yeah, so how does it feel to see how far each of you who are on that cover have gone?
So here's the deal. I think the most interesting component of that, the collection of people that's on that cover, is every one of those people is still active in the game and still very, very relevant. And, it's a hard space. Any creative space is difficult to even make your mark in, let alone remain at some level of relevance over the period of 10 plus years, right? That's, lightning doesn't strike twice, and that's probably equally as uncommon. So, Thor chose correctly when he cherry picked the cast of characters that was going to be in that photograph, because I think that maybe he saw the stuff of longevity in us and believed in what it was that we were all doing, both individually and collectively. And I think that that's, to me, one of, if not the heaviest element of that whole deal, right? Is that all of them have made their mark and continue to do so. And in terms of how far they've gone, I mean, a lot of these guys, just the mere fact that they're still active and relevant is much further than most people ever get on one go around, on this merry-go-round of destruction. But, at the same time, I'd say, look, man, I mean, in between that time, one of them sold their company. One of them, actually, all of them just continued to build their branded businesses. John's solo effort was somewhat new or newer at the time, right? I think maybe he was a year or two max into that new effort, Crowned Heads. So, and they have continued to be a force to be reckoned with in the boutique / craft segment of the market. George Rico, the stuff of legends, right? Right? Still an active player in the game to this day. Fucking non-aging. Like, he has that time vampire thing like Pharrell has,
Pharrell still looks 25. He still looks 25.
He does, right? George Rico. A very attractive man. And then Dion, of course, man. The thing that always trips me out about Dion, well, there are several things that trip me out about Dion, but his hair is so perfect at all times. And on the sides of his cranium, cut so short, but yet just slammed back, like it's almost like an illustration, you know,
Mhm.
which is always very interesting to me. I stare at him during our conversations, especially the hair. It's very interesting to me. And he
Yeah,
himself, obviously, crazy brilliant in terms of his natural connection to tobacco. I think that he's um, one of the greats, man. I think he's someone that would be on a very short list of people that I think operators in the game could collectively agree has that magical connection genetically to his craft. You know, oh, Pete Johnson, of course, the
yeah,
granddaddy.
of course.
I mean, we all owe him a debt of gratitude because had he not blazed a trail in the boutique segment and remained active, there were some people that were, active prior to him, but blew up with meteoric level rise, and then tragically, did not maintain that course, right? So he's somebody that has, I think, brilliantly uh, maintained level, right? I think he's a master of many things, but I think especially when it comes to maintaining his position in market and maintaining his personal and his brand's relevance and potency, right? Um,
Hmm.
and all, oh my God, am I forgetting someone? I cannot forget someone. I think that's it. I think that was all of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, I was looking hard. I should have just hit up Kevin, and be like, "Yo, do you got a picture of that cover?" But speaking of Kevin, he has a question that I'll put up on the screen here, and then that will lead me into something else pertaining to Kevin.
So there are a couple people that come to mind, and this is all based on my personal experience or influence. And I guess he's referring to brand games specifically. I think Jack Sandlin, the Silver Fox of Texas fame, is a legend. In his own right, he was a very accomplished salesman, an assassin, um, and just cut of that stock that they just don't make them like they used to, right? Um, he retired. He's missed. Um, some people are no longer with us. Period. And therefore that's why they're not active in the game. I had the blessing and honor to be active around a gentleman named Sal Fontana when I started in the business, because I was working out of the Camacho offices in Miami in the very beginning of I was about to say career, which sounds so weird to say. Let's just say my time in the industry. Um, and he was in a very short time a person of great influence on me, and dearly missed. Um, I definitely think I'd be interested. See, I never had the pleasure because I'm still a youngster compared to a lot of the guys that I know. So, I started in 2008 at the factory, and we launched our brand in 2009. So I never had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Tony Brahani, who I believe to be one of the linchpins in the ultimate creation of what was the craft segment of our market, right?
Mm.
Although we were.
And I still haven't heard of him. Like, I'm even younger than you. I'm 32, so it's like around the time you got into business, I was getting out of high school and just starting to get into cigars. So there's a lot I knew from the old school, and there's some that I haven't. So that's a name I haven't heard for sure.
Well, look, man, the interesting thing about this business and going through about 2.5 oscillations around the sun in terms of cigar lifetimes for myself, one thing I will tell you is, uh, you know, cigar years are like dog years, and they go a lot faster, and they wear on you differently. And I think that in a 5-year period, you see a lot of um, indo and outdo, as it were, of people. Even on the consumer side, I think that um, there's a lot of fatigue that sets in from a ravenous and devout level of followership of anything, right? And I think people, burn themselves out a little bit and move on, or so in 5 years a lot can change, right? And a lot of the people
Yeah.
change.
Yep.
Mhm.
Definitely. So
But then a
we're
lot
gonna
of
take.
people stay the same.
Oh, of course. I mean, I've changed a lot in certain ways, but I've stayed the same in the fact that I just continue to enjoy wonderful cigars for 14 years. Ever since I was able to smoke at 18. It was still legal for me to smoke at 18, and that's when I started, and I'm 32.
Hmm.
Now, as soon as I hit that 15-year mark, I'm gonna be like, oh my God, I'm old. Then the 20-year mark, but it's all good. So we're gonna up this a little bit here. So you recently sent Kevin Shahan a massive, very massive Room 101 sign. He immediately took off his clothes and
Yes.
posed behind the sign. What was going through your head as he posted such an alluring picture?
Well, first of all, fucking right. If I'm going to send a man gift of such magnitude, I expect the recipient of said man gift to immediately unsheath their body from the confines of their clothing and photograph themselves with it. It's the least they could do in terms of a showing of gratitude. And I appreciate his authentic showing of gratitude for the receipt of that sign. Um, Quite frankly, I just thought, that's appropriate. All is correct with the universe. I gave that. I don't have that many of those left, and I gave it to the right person. You know what I'm saying? That's when you
Yeah.
know you did it right.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, of course, I supported my boy, but at the same time, I was like, bro, I think Jessica needs to give you a little bit more attention.
I give him all the attention he needs. You don't worry about that, shirtless Mike.
All right. So, how did you get the names Swanky White and Thunder Dick Jones?
You don't worry about Daddy's personal business. All right. You just move on. As many activities have occurred, and many names have been earned over the years. What's up, baby boy?
Hey. Oh, I see. I see why. Yeah. What's up, buddy? How you doing? What's your
I'm in
son's
my
name again?
headset. Grayson.
Oh, okay, cool. Grayson. Tell Grayson shirtless Mike says what's up.
This is shirtless Mike. Remember the dude I told you about? Shirtless Mike. Right there. See him waving at you? It's a little bright out here, so it's hard to see. Okay. Now go get your mom, because I got to finish. He's asking me like all these questions. What?
I gave you this drink.
Oh, sweet. Trying to shake up a soda and give it to me. Yeah.
Well, we shall move on from there. So we both have been writers previously. You've written. No, I know your son's there, so I'll read it slow, and whenever then you can answer. But so we both have been writers previously. You have written some very intriguing articles about topics that nobody else is touching. You were very much ahead of your time. What was your inspiration to write such captivating articles on topics such as touching yourself and Dookie love and other very captivating topics? Whenever your son is no longer in the vicinity, because I don't want.
Are you referring to some of my written works that were published in Cigar Advisor under my relationship advice column called Sucker for Love? Is that what you're referring to?
Yep.
This was some of my earlier work, and I thought that I could help people. I was very enamored with the idea. They came to me and they said, "Hey, Booth, we'd like you to, contribute something." And I said, "Well, obviously, I would like to create a relationship advice column because I think that's an area that I excel in, obviously, in the area of relations, so to speak." And so, I began to craft some of these articles, and I found them to be very well received. I recall vividly pulling into one of the last, Cigar Novel. Was it Cigar Novel? Whatever they did at Famous. I think it was Cigar Novel. It's like the mind is failing me at this point. But even one of the guys directing the traffic, he stopped the car and he came up to the car and he's like, "Man, are you Matt Booth? I just want you to know I read Sucker for Love." And he gave me dap, and it was inspiring to know that. And I said, "Has it helped you?" in your love life? And he said, it's helped me more than you could ever know. I said, that's what's
Awesome.
up, man. That's what's up. Because it's about helping people
Absolutely.
unlock their true potential. So many people are scared of unlocking their true potential. They don't know what, they're afraid of losing control, from tethering themselves to the anchor of control. You
Yep.
just need to let loose.
Definitely. So let's move to another topic here. So let's talk about the last time you pooped your pants. We're both grown men here,
Oh, I see. You've been listening to some of my talks, have you?
I've heard some. I'm trying to. I'm not. I'm trying to have you expound some more on some of this. Like, did you have to regain your dignity, or you just didn't give a fuck? Like, we could talk about this.
Look, if I do something, I own it. Okay, I own. Remember,
And
it
Matt
didn't happen, of course.
Yeah, you just froze up a little bit. So you own it, and then you froze up.
I own my personal behavior and all of my functionality. Of course, if I don't remember, it didn't happen. I think that's fair. I had a recent conversation. Well, not so recent. It seems recently, but it was over a year ago at this point. At a cigar shop in Colorado, sitting around a circle of gentlemen, and we were trying to get to know each other. And so I posed that question to them. And I came to find that out of that group of possibly 10 gentlemen, none of them were being that honest with me. Because no one admitted that they'd pooped their pants, and everyone's pooped their pants. So, it was sad that they didn't feel comfortable. And I try to make everyone feel very comfortable, as you know, shirtless Mike.
Oh, yeah.
I like to be people's safe space,
And that you are, because we could talk about stuff like this. And I can personally tell you, just like you own it or whatever. I was, I've done this several times as a grown man, and it's just I was trying to wait too long, and then by the time I get up to run, it just doesn't come out good. Actually, I was
control.
Yeah, it is what it is. Actually, one time I was video chatting with Kevin Perro, the commish, and I was like, bro, I gotta call you back. I just shit myself. So nice. I mean, it is what it is, bro.
I get it.
It's not something I try to do often, but hey, it kind of humbles you. Like, I'm shirtless Mike, and I just shit myself.
It makes you feel alive. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, especially that second shower of the day, right after I've already took a shower that morning. Just more shower time.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta. I mean, the cleanup's necessary. So then you just be like an indigent person.
Definitely. So, you say you talk to people at cigar shops, during your events and stuff. You ask them about that. Nobody was being that honest, but like, what other types of things do you just ask people? Just what's the most outrageous thing that you ask somebody in order to break the ice?
I mean, I like to ask people, how often do they masturbate? And if they say a lot, I'm like, I try to figure out how many times a day, if they get obscure, like, travel erections for men, like it can easily happen to you on the ascent and descent of any plane ride, has something to do with the pressure, I think, in the cabin, things of this nature. They're human things, right? They're real. They happen. But at the same time, they're somewhat private. And I think that if you communicate with people on that level, they understand that you are, I think, a tangible person, and you're grounded in a way, and somewhat completely unhinged. That's true. Coop has never answered that question. I think he's a fiendish masturbator personally. But I mean, I don't want to mark Coop, unnecessarily. It's just my personal, it's, my intuition tells me these things. You understand, shirtless Mike? Yes,
definitely. And you know what? I'm cool with Coop. Coop's my dog. So I think, just in all fairness, I think, you can't let looks be deceiving.
Coop's a savage.
Coop
He's an
is
assassin.
throwing
Don't even
that dick, not dick,
like,
but dick. You gotta
like
say
Hercules.
like dick. He's
Coop throws the
that
dick like Hercules. He puts his hand on his back. You know what I'm talking about? You can see that picture. I mean, he just fucking throws it. Yeah. Oh, I know. You know. We all know. Everybody knows. He's shy about it. He's a very humble man. You know.
Yeah.
A very good man.
I mean, looks are very deceiving. Like, you can't just look at somebody and be like, "Oh, he's just some short little bald guy, you know, from New York or whatever." Like, you know, dude.
No. The first time I looked at Coop,
he's very humble.
I was like, this is a very nice dude, but he probably throws the dick like fucking mania. I mean, it was like one of my first impressions of Coop. Frankly, for what it's worth, if it's worth anything.
Hey, definitely. I didn't even think about it until you were talking about it on I think it was on Kevin's show.
But you see what I'm saying? It got you thinking, and you're like, wait a minute, he's right. You see?
Yep, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So my good friend Angela, she really wanted me to put this out there because she is a huge fan of Uncle Lee. Now she specifically asked me to ask you, Miss Angela Wooten. I think if I haven't seen her comment, but I'm sure she will see. I know she will see this because I specifically told her. But so she wants to know when or if you're going to introduce Uncle Lee. And she said she will buy, she said she used to buy Uncle Lee by like the box, by like 5 boxes. She said she misses that fucking cigar. She says,
it's a good cigar, man. And it's not a question of if, it's a question of when.
Yeah, when.
I will bring Uncle Lee back to life. When I feel like it.
You heard that, Miss Angela.
It'll happen. Don't worry. Just be patient. I have a lot of work to do. I can't do it all at once.
Oh yeah. Well, I will tell her, and I'm sure she'll see this if she's not. Oh, actually, hold on. Here she is right now. So, yes, that's Miss Angela. She's commenting. So you heard this. You heard this. So yeah,
Hi,
yeah.
Angela.
She said.
Thank you for your support.
Said that she was ready to open up her pocketbook for Uncle Lee. So she wanted. I had to put this in my show notes. Like, real talk. Like, it's there in my show notes.
Well, you got notes.
Yeah. But I kind of go off the cuff a little bit. I have to, I have to keep up with you.
Okay. Well, you do it well. You do it well.
So yeah,
it's natural, man.
Definitely.
So when did you come to understand that you were a sex god?
Kind of late in life.
Is it something that later in life, right? Like you came into your own?
I was like 24, 25, and I'm just like, you know what?
I'm just going to rip my shirt off and get weird and never look back.
It's hot in Florida. I wasn't even trying. Like, it's literally hot in Florida. I would get off of work, smoke a cigar, a basketball shorts, whatever. And since it's so hot, I'll be shirtless. And then it kind of just started. The movement started itself when people were saying, "Oh, what's up, shirtless Mike?" And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna run with that. And that's pretty much like what happened. So
it's a good look for you, man.
I try. So yeah, this is the last interview type question, and then we're gonna get into the fun questions, the really fun questions that I do on every show now to get people thinking. And who knows?
I've been having fun the whole time. Have you not been having fun? Are you saying you're not having fun?
No, but I have specific fun questions, so I've been having fun the entire fucking time. So.
Okay.
But yeah, so do you have any plans on attending TPE and PCA this year?
Damn, I knew you'd ask me that. Why are you asking me about stuff like that? I'm very conflicted about that right now. I'm having a fucking emotional meltdown over this shit.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have any confident plans or anything, I don't want you to, feel uncomfortable about that. But
I do. I just don't know what they are yet.
Okay.
But I will say this. I support our industry, so I support those organizations, and they have been very, very good to me over the years. And so whatever we do this year, there will be a support element to both shows tethered to. How about that?
Awesome.
How about them apples shirtless?
You heard it. You heard it here first on the Herf Zone Live. That's what I do.
Saying a lot of nice stuff and a whole lot at the same time.
Yep, definitely.
It's like
All right,
politics.
so yep, no, I definitely understand that. All right, so now we're gonna just get to the random fun questions that we don't know what the fuck's gonna come out of your mouth. So the first
Stand up.
one is
Stand up. Let me look at you real quick. I just want to get a look at you before you ask me these questions. That's right. That's my little babushka. Look at you, man. Look, his flesh is like porcelain to me. It's very enticing. There are two people that have this porcelain style flesh. It's you and Jeb Jebbington Esquire of the Caldwell camp. He also has a porcelain belly, which very much fascinates me.
definitely, and I got Cigar Life tattooed on it too. So
fucking A. Look at that.
There's only one other person who I know, which is Jim, and I don't know why I can't think of his last name. I met him at the Great Smoke 2020.
At the Great Smoke. I saw you guys tattoo friending each other. It was amazing. It was a moment in time that will never be forgotten.
Exactly. I was sitting with Saka and the New England Cigar Militia guys, and then this guy was like, he's like, "Hey, you shirtless Mike?" I was like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "Bro, I have the same, wording tattoo. It's not the same style, but we showed our tattoos, took a picture, and all that good stuff." So yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, now we're gonna get to the real fun questions. So the first one is cereal soup?
You're talking about like when the milk breaks down the cereal until it's like more of a soup type consistency? Is that what we're talking about?
Is cereal considered soup?
Oh, is cereal considered soup?
Yeah, I
no,
could
it's
have worded
fucking cereal. Soup is soup, and cereal is cereal.
All right.
It's a completely different thing. Now, the Spaniards eat cold soup, which I find very off-putting. I've had it. I don't care for it. I want my soup warm and I want my cereal cold. It's very different.
All right, cool. We got that settled. So, what is the sexiest and least sexy name that you could think of?
The first thing that came to my mind was Kyle.
So, is that a sexy or not sexy name?
I think it's both. I think it's both at the same time. I was trying to find one that walks that fine line. I know sexy people named Kyle, though. I'm very even conflicted in that answer. It's more the feeling when you say the name. I also find the name Utah to be less than attractive. It's a state.
Yeah.
But I'm sure, look, there's a Johnny Utah, right?
Yep. Yep. Cigar Prop says that Mortimer is a pretty sexy name.
He's right. Mortimer is a kind of a tragic name. It's an old school name, It's also like, Gertrude. Also, that kind of. Maybe that was that popular like in the 20s, 30s, something like that. Mortimer. Was that we should look up the history, the genetic of that name. I'd be very interested to know more. Or was it a name that was given to bricklayers because of the mortar? We don't know. Or what about mortarmen? Mortarmen rain hellfire on the enemy. Maybe mortarmen named their children Mortimer as a tribute to their work.
Interesting. Well, I'll have to look that up later when my ADD brain is going crazy when I can't sleep. I'll look that up and I'll screenshot the results of what I find later.
Because there is something feverishly erotic about destroying your enemies. And it deserves a child to carry the name, the moniker. Maybe. Maybe it's total coincidence. Maybe it's just my mind. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. So what secret conspiracy would you like to start?
I already started one. You're talking about another one? Yeah, it would probably have to do with some sort of like ointment or like lubrication or something. Like, how they have the the reptilian whole thing. You know about the reptilians, the reptile-like people that are hiding under the flesh of certain humanoids throughout the world that are slowly but surely taking over control of our great country and this world as a whole.
I've heard about
Do
that.
we know what the reptilians? Maybe there's a way to do something with people that covet lotion. I don't know. There's something similar. Not that they would be like scaly creatures underneath human flesh, but if you don't use lotion, you know, you get a little ashy, right? So,
Yep.
you know, maybe the maybe, oh my God, this is it. Shirtless Mike. We will start a consortium where we are lotion vendors at certain political engagements. We'll set up a merch table, right? And then we will identify the people that shop our booth as we move around. Like if they continue, like if they're repeat offenders, we could possibly help to identify reptilians that are trying to douse themselves in our elixirs to stave off the ultimate. You know, if they get too dry, I mean, obviously the human flesh would probably disintegrate and then they would be revealed, right? I mean, in theory, I don't follow it closely. I'm just, you know, shooting from
Yeah.
the hip here, obviously.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting for sure.
great-
I mean,
The great lubrication conspiracy.
nice. And so,
It's got
what's
legs.
what's that?
It's got legs.
Definitely. So, what's invisible but you wish people could see?
My farts.
I definitely agree with that.
Well, actually, not mine. Just all farts in general. I wish you could see farts because you could avoid them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Or you could
So-
compliment, like if you saw like this solid mass next to someone, like on a bus or something, you could be like, "Hey, solid," you know, it's good work. You got an
Definitely.
active system. Am I doing okay? I feel like I'm not.
You're doing fine. You're doing fine,
Am I
brother.
okay? I get very nervous. I don't, you know.
You nervous? No, I'm just, this is just a fun question where we're just bullshitting at this point. So, what's the weirdest smell you have ever smelled?
Durian fruit in Singapore. It's the most atrocious and obscure smell you will ever come across in your life. Unless you go to Tacoma. The whole place smells very interesting. But they have like paper mills there. It's different. They actually have these little signs in public places and on public transportation. It's like the little Ghostbusters no circle. And there's this spiked orb in the middle of that. And I remember seeing that the first time. I was like, what do they have against pufferfish? No pufferfish? How would a pufferfish even get on here? And then later, after I bought some from a roadside vendor and left them in the refrigerator of my hotel room overnight, I learned quickly. Also, back in the day when I was in Okinawa, in the Marines, I harvested a very fine seashell from the bottom of the ocean as I was snorkeling. And I brought it back to my room, and it was wrapped up in a plastic bag in my little desk cubicle. We weren't really in our rooms that often. We were mostly out in the field. And I came back one time and decided to cut this thing, cut the bag open, and I realized that there had been a creature hiding in that shell, which later I found out to be actually very venomous and deadly, that I wasn't aware of at the time. But this was an instance of me cheating death. We cleared out the entire floor of the barracks with that thing. It was rancid. It was horrid. But the durian fruit, I think, takes the cake because it's obscure. It's not necessarily of this earth.
Nice. And so, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Fuck no. Who the fuck is telling you these things?
Nobody's telling me. I'm just finding and thinking of.
Is cereal
random-
soup? Hot dog sandwiches? First pickles?
Are
Maybe.
they? That wasn't even the question, but hey. So, what's the best Wi-Fi name that you've seen?
Thunder Dick Jones 5000. Randomly, of course, and not connected to me whatsoever. I came across this name while trying to log into Wi-Fi somewhere outside of Wisconsin. It was intriguing to me.
Nice. I think the weirdest one that I've ever seen was like FBI van or something like that.
Oh yeah, their cats like to do that. Surveillance van. There's many people. This is a good one. I like this one.
Yeah, definitely.
There's always
we don't
one.
we don't have too much more to go. So, what is something that everyone looks stupid doing?
TikTok.
TikTok. Yeah,
Just
some
doing
people
TikTok.
do. Unless you're
No.
Kevin from Cigar Prop, like he actually, he keeps it pretty
Does he do
cigar
TikTok?
related.
He does TikTok, right?
Yeah, he's got hundreds of
Except
well,
for Kevin.
he's got thousands and thousands of followers on there.
He should give me a shout out.
He
Cigar
did.
Prop.
He did. I think he did. He took like a clip of when you were on Kevin Perro's broadcast saying something about Cigar Prop, and he made it into a little clip, and I did what's called doing a duet, and so my face was like on the other side, and I was like making funny faces, like stuff like that, and I was just fucking around. I do TikTok, but I'm not really big on there. I just like to watch all the twerking.
If you twerk on TikTok, I'll go on TikTok.
No, I didn't say I would twerk. I said I like to watch all the
I'm saying
twerking.
if you did, then I will go on TikTok.
Definitely. So, what is the funniest joke that you know by heart?
That's my wife's joke. My wife has a joke that she uses to break the ice when we're at events. Many times, the events that she accompanies me to are very man-centric events, and even the most mannish of men, they find themselves in the presence of the female species, and they become 7 years old again. They don't know what to do, right? And so, she keeps this joke in her pocket to make everyone feel comfortable, because this is an ongoing theme in our family. We want people to be comfortable around us, right? And so, she says, as the joke goes, is if I had a rooster and you had a donkey, and your donkey ate my rooster's feet, what would you have?
I don't know.
2 feet of my cock in your ass. How the fuck do I make a living doing this? That's what I want to know. I'm asking you then. For the love of God.
I don't know, but that was a good
It ain't
joke.
working out. It's a nice joke, right? It's comforting. It makes you realize you're in the presence of a real one.
Definitely, for sure. So in 40 years, what will people be nostalgic for? Do you think?
Shirtless Mike memorabilia. Look, in 40 years, people get nostalgic about whatever, 7 to 12-year-olds are deeply into right now. Like, probably nostalgic about Fortnite, Like, think about it, man. Everything is cyclical. And, if you've ever spent any time around anyone from the fashion community, you would find very quickly that, the things that are finding their way back into trends, emerging trends, are simply recycled from a lot of these designers' childhood, And, anything. A lot of us grew up skateboarding in the 80s and 90s. And a lot of the old school skate decks are highly collectible, because now you have assholes that are professionals that are willing to spend the type of fettuccine that people are spending on these skateboard decks now, that used to be $29.95, $25.95. Now they're spending $1,500 to $6,000 on one skateboard deck. So I think that anything that is popping now for youngsters will be the thing of nostalgia later. It's just how it works, man.
Yep, just like Pokemon from my childhood is still around, and people are nostalgic for that. And like, there's people spending a lot of money on Pokemon cards. I got a friend telling me that he just gave a Pokemon card to his nephew or something, or his cousin, and his cousin sold it for like $50, but the card was worth way more than that. And he was like, "I wish I still had that card, so I could get the true value of that card." So, just got a few more little funny questions here, and then we'll be at the end. I usually keep it around an hour or so, or a little over.
Shirtless Mike, you have my undivided attention as long as you need it, as long as you require it. I'm here for
Oh,
you.
I know. I just keep it, I just keep the show to an hour, so that's just my format. So, but
it's an hour of everyone's lives they'll never get back, but they'll be glad they spent it on us.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So, definitely, if animals could talk, which would be the rudest, do you think?
The chinchilla. Vile little disgusting fuck that it is. I think it would be nasty. I think it has a nasty disposition.
Definitely. So what kind of things do you think it would be saying if it could talk, though?
Like, I'm going to make you into a pair of gloves. You fuck. Things like that. I think all animals that are fancied as, belts, boots, minks, all that kind of stuff. I think that they would revolt. I think that they'd come after us.
I think so too. It's something I never really thought about, but I am today. So, toilet paper, over or under?
I just like to use it. I like to use it when it's there, and preferably I don't like it to be not there in a time of need. Over, under, I'll take it. However, I don't care what you call me. Just call me. You know what I mean? I know it's the whole thing. My voice.
I'm the same way. I don't give a shit.
Well, you do, and that's why you need it. But think about this too. Think about how we are less than clean people in the United States. Many countries in Europe and elsewhere and beyond also use a bidet. They cleanse themselves after they go poo-poo. And think about, like, if you got like a little piece of fecal matter like on your hand, would you just like wipe it off with a napkin and throw and be good? Like, fine. Would you? Does that make, so why, in your most fertile of crescent areas of your body, would you simply think it's okay to just simply dust it off and continue on with your day?
Yeah, true that. It's good to use baby wipes too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like a moist towelette with no soap in it. So it's just like you're smearing it around with water.
Yeah.
Tell me.
I've never personally used a bidet, but I've heard that those who have find it glorious.
Just put your ass in your sink, man. Get it done.
If only I was tall enough.
I believe in you. I think you can make it in there.
I'll have to fill it up with water first and just dunk it.
I think that's a good idea. I think the dunking tactic in the sink is the way to go.
Definitely. So just two more here. So what's the best type of cheese? Are you a cheese guy?
I do like cheese. I like fanciful cheeses from far off lands. I enjoy them.
But so what's the
Gouda
best
fan?
Oh, I love Gouda. Oh, I love fucking Gouda. I love it.
Mm-hmm. It's nice.
I like to melt cheese onto everything. So, if I want to have toast in the morning, put some Gouda or whatever type of cheese, melt it on the toast with some coffee, perfect breakfast.
Delightful.
Beautiful. So where is the strangest place you've ever urinated or defecated?
Well, I urinated on a man's shoes in Honduras, in the bathroom of the Intercontinental Hotel, very fine establishment. I've urinated a great many places. Are you there? Can
Yeah,
you
I'm
hear
here.
me
You
shirtless,
just
Mike?
kind of cut out. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hold on.
He'll be back.
Okay, how about now? How
Yeah, I
about
can
now?
hear
Can you
you.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay,
you.
there
Can
we
you
go.
hear me? All
I
right.
had to
You
fix
must have
that.
got
Sorry, my
yeah, you must
technology.
have got a call or something. But yeah, that's all the funny questions and everything pretty much. So is there anything else that you wanted to tell the people before we head out?
I think that they should think long and strong about supporting Room 101 brands, Room 101 cigars, support the retailers that support us. Mention to those that are not currently that they should be. And tune into our social media all week because I'm giving away free shit every day to people that are creative and vested in the process of entertaining me this week. Every day we're giving shit away.
I saw that. I definitely follow you pretty closely on social media. So I saw that excellentness. So yeah, make sure you tune in and get some free shit.
That's what's up.
I'm still trying to think about what I'm gonna do. You have to post like a video or something.
You can do whatever you want. But you better come with it, man, because there are guys posting crazy videos, pictures already, man. It's only fucking Tuesday. There's a dude posting a video of him on the can this morning. I mean, that's how I woke up. When we send up the flare, man, our people show up. So it's been very entertaining and very heartwarming at the same time. And I like to reward people that are actively vested in supporting us and reward their participation. And I'm
Definitely.
grateful for it.
Definitely, man. That's what it's all about, man. Just you wouldn't be here without the people. Same thing with me. I do giveaways from time to time. I wouldn't be where I'm at without the people watching and all that. So it's what you got to do sometimes to to give back. Because they we all give. We smoke your cigars, so it's pretty awesome. So, but yeah, so. This has been a wonderful show, brother. I really appreciate you for coming on tonight and finally getting you on here. And it's been a fun show for sure. And
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, I know you've been having fun. And to everybody out there, before we get off of here, make sure you go follow Matt Booth on Instagram. His personal Instagram is it's Boofy Baby, and it will come right up when you search it. I've made posts tagging him this week, so just go find him on my Instagram and just follow him. Follow Room 101 brands, all that good stuff, because he's giving away some free shit this week. So that's what it's all about.
Every day,
all week, every freaking day. So. And also to everybody out there watching, I just started a Patreon account, and I'm posting exclusive content, whether it be just a kind of like short audio posts, and just kind of giving you behind the scenes details about stuff related to the show, whether it be kind of like my life story as well. Sometimes I might get some people that are some cigar friends, and we're just gonna have candid, uncut conversations. And it's only $3 a month. $3 a month. And you're gonna get at least 4
That's
posts.
American dollars?
$3 American or whatever
God,
currency, whatever country you're in. And I just started that. I have 2 posts up. I'm gonna have 2 more posts up before the end of the month. And whether it be audio, kind of like a little mini podcast, or videos, whatever, it's gonna go on there, and it's exclusive content that you will not find on my YouTube channel right here. It's going to be, my personal opinions that could get me into trouble if I post it publicly. But if you pay me $3 a month, you will get that information, and the link is in the description here. So make sure everyone check that out, y'all. And Matt, I appreciate you for coming on, and we'll chop it up for a few after the show. I will let you know when we're not live and all that good stuff. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Herf Zone Live tonight. You guys have a great week. And peace out, and share it, by the way.
See you guys.